The world is never going to be the same again.
I'm worried about the world.
The mass chaos and crises that there was in the world, it's going to be just like that now.
This is not an accident.
How long is it going to last? Longer than even for those of you that have some cash in the bank, way past your cash reserves.
Out of 100 people, 4 will get the message.
This thing isn't going to be over in a few weeks. This thing isn't going to be over in a few months.
Bitcoin is going to $10 million per coin and XRP is going to approximately 0.
Oh no, come on, really?
0.
No, there's gotta be some value for XRP.
0.
A whole 0?
A whole approximate 0.
Not even 0.0000001?
If anything, it's gonna go below 0.
You're gonna have to pay to get rid of your XRP. Well, you heard it here first. Get rid of your XRP now before you have to pay to get rid of
Give me
it.
a thumbs up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, that introductory video right there should let all of you know that our time is fast approaching. MAXIS, Carl on the Moon, and the dude that said buy $1 worth of Bitcoin and it'll make you rich, both have stated XRP can go to 0 while Bitcoin is going to $10 million. To me, that's absolutely absurd. We know they're joking, but they are mentioning us in their mouths. And what I have to say to that is, they're afraid. First they ignore us, then they laugh at us, then they try to fight us, and then we win. You see, XRP's not that big a threat right now. We're lower in the top 10 at the moment. But when this lawsuit is said and done, and we finally start approaching that top 3, 2, and eventually 1 spot, you better believe they'll be really afraid. You better believe they'll take us serious. There will be no more laughter, and they'll have to walk back everything they've ever said. Now guys, here's this tweet from Rob Art. So far, XRP has held the crucial support and has made higher lows on the macro. All these higher lows are still intact. What we want to see this next month, February, for bullish momentum is these yellow lines which were former highs being breached. These yellow lines need to be breached in the coming weeks, and in my opinion, based on XRP's price action, price history, and the state of this case, it's coming. I've always stated altcoin season is going to happen, and I've remained bullish on all these altcoins despite new bearish sentiment. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a moment where all these cryptos will crash. Tether will be regulated out of existence. They're going to get strict with exchanges and DeFi and all these other products. But these regulated cryptos are going to the damn moon because they needed to be part of the new financial system that is factually going to be birthed out of the other side of this financial collapse. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, I have to say that for the longest time, when this Biden executive order that's supposed to be released this week came out, when that news came out, personally, I was afraid. Not because I thought crypto prices were going to be bad, but because I did not know what was going to come. There's a lot of uncertainty in this space right now. And it's really one of those situations where it could go up and it could go down, but I'm on the side that believes it will go up and we will experience our altcoin bull run. It was just hard for me to justify it based on the fundamentals. You see, let me give you a brief reminder. Remember, Elizabeth Warren has been critical on Bitcoin mining. The climate change narrative is at play. And that is a fundamental reason to potentially be concerned of what's going on here. In addition, the SEC is investigating Gemini, Celsius, Voyager, and numerous other crypto exchanges. The Department of Justice is also investigating Tether. None of this means that this executive order should be positive. The Treasury is also being strict on self-hosted wallets. It doesn't make sense for there to be positive price action, and I need this to make sense. So I went digging. I went digging hard for a while to find what could be the reason. Crypto's secret weapon that could allow us to thrive. I finally found it. Ladies and gentlemen, money and politics speak very loudly. And here on CoinDesk, we see that crypto CEO donated the second largest amount to Joe Biden's campaign. The CEO of FTX made the second largest donation to Joe Biden's presidential campaign. You see, their views, they align. They essentially want the same thing and are a part of the same agenda. That's interesting to me. Money speaks. And if Joe Biden's second largest donor is the CEO of FTX, then I believe this executive order will be more positive than I originally anticipated. This could be crypto's secret weapon. I have long been a big believer that crypto lobbying groups need to be birthed in order to see this space grow. Lobby these politicians like all these other companies and sectors do. It only makes sense. And it seems to me like that's being done right now. Bad and unregulated cryptos will go away. The scams will go away. The legitimacy in the space is needed. Gary Gensler will bring the hammer down on all the nonsense on crypto and some other things that maybe go against what the banks and incumbents want. But this executive order won't be as bad as I originally thought. We still have to wait and see. That is still my speculation. But that could be the reason why this bull run continues. And we have plenty of chartists that believe this crypto bull run is going to be an extended cycle type scenario. Some of the more credible analysts believe this, and let me show you some of their analysis. Here we have this analysis from Plan. 69% of the daily sell pressure over the last year has come from individuals taking profits from Bitcoin. Unless we get a black swan event or price action below $28,000, I feel the end of this correction phase is near. And I agree, just based on the fundamentals of projects and based on the fundamentals of the crypto space. We should be bottoming right about now. We may be in for one more big correction before we continue on an uptrend. But regardless, in my opinion, barring some type of cataclysmic cyber attack or black swan event, we are in the clear. In addition, we see from BTC Fuel that Ethereum looks parabolic against Bitcoin. It seems that there could be a huge extended altcoin season in 2022 and possibly 2 waves, and it could possibly extend to August, September, October. Will the flippening happen? This is important to note. The reason this is so interesting is because we have to remember that apparently, God willing, Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to be coming out. And if that is in fact the case, like Raoul Pal has stated, Ether will have a supply shock and could very well go parabolic. If Ethereum in any way, shape, or form passes Bitcoin, which it could, that would open the floodgates to the crypto space being open to more coins rising in value and potentially passing Bitcoin. Listen to me, guys. Once one coin passes Bitcoin, we will be depegged from everything just riding Bitcoin's wave. Everything following Bitcoin's price action does not make a market. Once we see a decoupling from Bitcoin's price, that'll be special. And if Ethereum is the crypto that does this, that'll be special as well, and we should be grateful. I believe eventually down the road, XRP will pass everything in price. But for right now, this could be one of the biggest things that helps propel us into the stratosphere. Finally, guys, one more thing I want you all to think about from Credible Crypto is this. This is the Bitcoin Dominance Chart. And long story short, Bitcoin outperforms during the initial stages of our final fifth wave impulse. Alts then steal the show after that as Bitcoin tops. Dominance makes a new all-time low before this is all over. And this is what we still need to expect. 1. Bitcoin dominance rises one last time for a lower high during our fifth and final impulse wave. 2. Alts start rallying as Bitcoin approaches the top. 3. Bitcoin makes a higher high, dominance makes a lower high, then plummets, and new all-time lows are seen on this Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the price very quickly and see what could be in the works, because special things are happening in the crypto space right now. We're beginning to see some quick and aggressive moves for Bitcoin and Ether as Bitcoin's above 41,000, up 12% on the day, and Ethereum's over $3,000 again. This is much needed relief for the crypto market, and altcoins are lagging behind a little bit. The reason that this is important is because later down the road, after the price appreciation is seen from Bitcoin and Ether, that is when we get to steal the show. That is when we have the last laugh. Bitcoin will show really high numbers. Ethereum will as well, but the ROI will be limited. People won't take advantage of the aggressive altcoin opportunities, catching the FOMO of Bitcoin and Ether. They will be the shiny object distractions away from the real ROI left in the market. Are XRPs, Stellars, Hederas, and many others. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you forget it. Don't you dare forget it. I've always stated we will have this altcoin season, and it's looking more and more like prices are beginning to show that. However, after our altcoin season, the hammer will be brought down on the crypto space and things will get ugly. Let me show you an example of why the crypto space will see a nasty 70+% crash after this altcoin season is over. Hester Pierce from the SEC lets all of us know that regulation by enforcement, it's on its way. Please take a listen.
Are there any regulations or rules that the crypto community can expect this year from the SEC, whether it's exchange registration or otherwise, or should we expect a ramp up in enforcement activity?
I think that that's the discouraging piece of it, that we're leading a lot of these charges through enforcement instead of taking the approach of using our rule book, our existing rule book, and our existing statutory authority, which tells us that we can make adjustments to the rules to accommodate new things and different things. So we should be working on creating that kind of a framework that works. But I just don't see it on the horizon based on what's in the regulatory agenda. And that leads me to fear that a lot of this work is going to be done through enforcement, which is not the right way to go about writing rules. You want to do it in a transparent way that involves all of the affected people, whether it's the people running the platforms or the people trading on the platforms. You want everyone to be able to have a say in how those rules look.
Thank you for Crypto Eddie for that clip. As we see, Hester Pierce is very concerned about the future of crypto. You see, this current SEC administration, they're trying to regulate the hell out of this space. Exchanges, DeFi. They want all cryptos under their jurisdiction, as we've seen with this SEC lawsuit against Ripple. However, what you all need to understand is this SEC lawsuit against Ripple is the first of its kind. We will set an industry standard, the Ripple test. This Ripple test will save the entire crypto space, or it's also possible that a settlement could be in the works. And if Ripple settles with the SEC in a favorable manner for XRP, and also a favorable manner for the SEC to continue to slap enforcement actions to the rest of the space, that right there is something to look at. According to Jeremy Hogan, in comes Judge Torres. Hogan stated that Judge Torres is taking the helm and to watch out for some big rulings coming our way very soon. This is extremely important, as I personally feel like there is a momentum shift in this case. I feel it in the air. Bullish sentiment is returning to the crypto space with Bitcoin passing these prices. XRP has been suppressed for so long it just feels natural in the current chart that some price action is going to come. What I want to tell all of you is, guys, this executive order, along with the FTX CEO being Biden's second largest donor, along with everything else presented in this video, leads me to believe that we have some exciting times ahead. I believe it'll be short. I believe it'll be explosive. We're going to have to react quickly before regulations bring the hammer down. Remember, regulation by enforcement is coming. Typically, regulations come after price action happens, after people take profits, after people see life-changing wealth, after euphoria. When prices tank, that is when people start to complain. We saw today that SEC posted something very interesting. XRP Crypto Wolf said it best. The SEC created a graph to show how to formally snitch on projects that did you wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, they're getting ready to file plenty of lawsuits after this Ripple SEC case is said and done. I find this to be the SEC posturing for what's coming. In my opinion, a settlement is likely. I don't think they'd want to take this all the way to the end with Ripple, because they would most likely lose. And if they lose against Ripple, they lose their power. Keep this in mind. Keep everything in mind. It's looking real good in the immediate short term for the crypto space. And after we take our profits, we run off like bandits, enjoy life for a little bit, wait for the market to crash. 70% crash. And then we buy. Then we dollar cost average down. After the regulations, after Tether fails, after everything nasty happens. We're gonna get rich on the way up, but we're gonna make generational wealth buying the damn crash on the way down. I'm gonna cap off this video today, guys, with a clip from Michael Arrington explaining to all of you how the SEC is single-handedly trying to obliterate innovation in the United States. That's exactly what's going to happen. Unfortunately, the US is not going to be the leader of the fourth industrial revolution. And it's going to be because of this absurd rules by enforcement stance. Take a good look, guys, because I couldn't have said it better myself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. I have some extremely special announcements for my Discord, OnlyFans, and Udemy communities over the next 2 days. As always, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Because the SEC is single-handedly fucking this industry in the U.S. And so we have a few good U.S. investments. Proppy's one, I'm wearing their t-shirt. Another one is Reserve, a company in Oakland, and a couple of others. But 80 to 90% of our investments are in Asia, Europe, and Israel right now, because there are actually countries where there's enough regulatory certainty that that entrepreneurs feel safe starting token companies there, blockchain companies there. Here they don't. There's so much regulatory uncertainty, and then add to that the tax burden and the visa burdens of coming here, and then our current federal government's stance on immigration in general. They're just saying fuck it, and they're staying in Singapore or Israel or Europe instead of coming here and starting companies. It is the SEC needs to get their act together, because if they had done that with the internet in 94, 95, TechCrunch and this, none of us would be here. We'd all be living in Shanghai or somewhere else, wherever managed to get their act together. So when the SEC person comes on stage, first of all, I'd kick them out of the conference. But if they actually come up on stage, I'd ask them, like, do you realize you're single-handedly wrecking the next stage of technology development? And how do you feel about that?
You want to know how to be a successful investor? The answer is stay with what you know. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to TV people, internet people. Just stay with what you know. If I told you you can only have 20 investments in your life, you would be very careful. You wouldn't be jumping in and out, listening to hot tips every day, every month. You would stay with what you know, and you would become a successful investor. Everybody watching this knows a lot about something, whether it's fashion or cars or sports or something. When you see something that you know is going to be successful and exciting, don't just say, oh, that's going to be great. Don't tell all you. Then you go and you do your research and you figure out how to, and if you should invest and how to invest, and then you invest. You will know it long before I will, or long before other people in the investment community. You will also know when to sell, because you will know when something's going to change again. Nobody likes to hear it. Everybody wants a hot tip. Everybody wants to be rich this month. In those days, we did nothing but focus and concentrate and dig deep and dig deep and dig deep.